I hope you're able to see my screen. Wait. Yes, students, am I audible? And also, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Wait. Again, the screen share went off. Okay. So we'll get started. So I explained what is an indicator diagram. In the indicator diagram, we can draw. So what does it actually mean? It is a graphical representation of what? Of the state of a system with the help of two thermodynamic variables is what is called as an indicator diagram, right? So it can be between any of the two parameters like pressure and volume and temperature, or pressure and temperature. It can be between anything. Similarly, I also explained you what does work done in the case of a thermodynamic system mean. Work done in a thermodynamic system is equal to P delta V, or P into V final minus V initial. So if the work done is by a constant pressure, okay, listen guys, if the work is done by constant pressure, then the work done will be P into delta V. Whereas if the work is done by variable pressure, then it is done by P into, then it is given by integral of P dV, where dV is varying from Vi to V final. Okay, these are the two types of work forms or mathematical expression for work done that we are going to use to solve the problems. Students, is there any doubt till whatever I discussed? Is there any point which was tough?
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir, both are same only. Constant pressure, both same only, sir. If you simplify as variable pressure.
No. Constant pressure means pressure is not a function of volume. For example, they say pressure is equal to 5 Newton per meter square. Okay, then work done by pressure, constant work done will be calculated as 5 into change in volume. Whereas if they give the pressure as P is equal to 5V square plus 2V, where V stands for volume, pressure is a function of volume, then we'll use the integral formula. If you want, I'll write it again. Integral of PdV from Vi to V final. If you want, you can recollect the same concept from the previous chapter. The 10th chapter, where when I explained the derivation of Bernoulli's theorem, I would have used the same expression. Okay, you can just have a revisit. So I hope you are able to understand what is the difference between constant pressure and variable pressure. Constant pressure means it's just a number. Variable pressure means a number multiplied with volume raised to the power something. or you can say volume raised to the power a non-zero number. That is what is variable pressure. Am I clear, guys? Right? Now I'm proceeding with the next part. Listen. So if I take a simple problem like this, okay, before that I'll do one thing. So depending on the indicator diagram, you can speak about two types of processes. One is a process can be non-cyclic. So what do you mean by non-cyclic? The name itself is suggesting. Non-cyclic means if it is starting at some point and it is ending at some other random point, then that kind of a process is said to be non-cyclic, right? That is, if you look at the diagram that is given here, PV diagram, that is the graph between the pressure and the volume. The initial state of the system is P1 V1. The final state of the system is P2 V2. If you observe, the thermodynamic process has started at a particular point, but it has not ended at the same point. So this kind of a process can be called as a non-cyclic process. Okay. Similarly, if I talk about work done, if I have to explain what is a cyclic process is similar to a round trip that we discussed in conservative and non-conservative forces. If suppose there is a system which is starting at point A, and let's say its thermodynamic parameters are P1 V1 and P2 V2. Here, one important point to be noted is I'm not writing P1 V1 and P2 V2 like x-axis and y-axis. I'm just describing the state of the system. If I have to write it in terms of coordinates, what was I supposed to write? If I have to write it in terms of coordinate, then I should have written it as V1 comma P1, because V is on x-axis, P is on y-axis, right? But that's not the way we are writing it here. That is an important point to be noted. Okay, P1 comma V1 is going to represent the state of the system at that particular instant. And P2 comma V2 is going to represent the state of the system at some other point. So here, if you observe the process, there is a non-cyclic process where the thermodynamic parameters are being carried from A to B. That is, there is an expansion taking place because the volume is increasing with respect to time, and it is going back from B to A. Are you able to understand? So B to A is the process where the volume is decreasing. Are you guys able to understand this point? So if you draw the indicator diagrams, as said, the arrow mark with respect to the volume is to the right. Okay. So if the volume is increasing, then we call it as expansion. If the arrow mark is drawn in the opposite direction, we call it as compression. I think that also I have explained it in the previous class. Expansion and compression. Students, are you able to understand? This is a very important concept.
Can you teach it again, sir?
Could you repeat?
Okay. See, if you look at an indicator diagram, right? Especially if I have to speak about expansion or compression, then what is the variable that is going to tell us whether a system is expanding or getting compressed? Out of the pressure, volume, and temperature, which is the parameter to define the process of expansion and compression?
Volume, sir.
It is volume, right? So here, if you observe, the graph is between pressure and volume. I hope that point is clear.
Yes, sir.
So if the arrow mark is drawn in such a way, if the arrow mark is to the right, so what can I say? As you are moving from left to right, volume is increasing, right? Because at least if I look at this graph, I can say volume is aligned along the positive x direction. In the positive x direction, when you move from left to right, something is increasing. Am I right? So here, volume is increasing, and that process is what is called as expansion. If suppose the same arrow mark is drawn towards the origin, then I will call it as compression, because the process is starting at A and ending at B in this case. Right? In the second case, it is starting at A and ending at B. And in which direction is it going? It is going in the direction of decreasing volume. So it is a process of compression. Am I clear with this point? So what I'm trying to say is, whenever you carry out a thermodynamic process, the process can either be only expansion, that is, the process can either move along the positive x direction or it can move in the negative x direction. So if you observe the process here, when it comes to the non-cyclic process, what is happening? The thermodynamic process is starting at A and it is going to B, right? If I draw the arrow mark like this, then what kind of a process can you say?
Forward, sir.
It's an expansion. I'm not talking, see, you're talking in terms of reactions. I hope that point is there in your mind. In chemistry, we call it as a forward reaction and backward reaction. Maybe if you have to speak about the chemical equilibrium, you need to use that concept. But here, our observation is only with respect to expansion and compression. Now tell me, is it expansion or compression?
Expansion.
Right? I hope that point is clear. So this is a process where only expansion is taking place and the thermodynamic process is stopped. So this kind of a process is called as non-cyclic process. Means it is not in a cyclic one, it is not a round trip. Whereas, if I look at this diagram, look at the way I'm going to frame the question. If I take the process from A to B as X and from B to A as Y, okay, A to B is taken as X and B to A is taken as Y. What is the process X? It is
Expansion, sir.
it is expansion and B to A is
Compression.
compression. So the process from A to B is expanding and B to A is getting compressed in such a way, the process is ending where it started. Accepted? So this
Yes,
kind
sir.
of a process where the system is able to come back to its original state is what is called as a cyclic process. So any process in which the system returns to its initial states after undergoing a series of changes is called as a cyclic process. You can ask me, do the change of series or do the series of changes have to be only with respect to volume? Need not be. There are different kinds of processes that we will discuss later. Are you clear with what is a cyclic and a non-cyclic process?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay. So here, another important note to be made is only when PV graph is given. Okay, I'm not talking about any other indicator diagram. Only when PV graph is given, where P should be on which axis? P is on Y axis and B is on X axis. If there is a process like this from A to B, where here the volume is VA, here the volume is VB, then if I take a small portion here, then the small portion will be PdV. Okay. Work done will be integral of PdV from where to where? VA to VB. This is nothing but, see, this is the mathematical formula, but the symbolic representation of this is nothing but area under PV graph between points A to B. Okay. So going forward, whenever I ask you to calculate the work done with respect to a PV diagram, you just need to calculate the area under that curve. Okay, we are going to solve the problems based on this concept. Next, work done in the process of expansion is positive. Work done in the process of compression is negative. Clear? I'll do few problems, you'll understand, don't worry about it. See,
Sir, expansion it is positive, sir.
expansion is positive, compression is negative. Okay. Next, different kinds of thermodynamic processes. Okay. First, if constant name. So if pressure is constant, you guys know what is the name of the process? It's called iso.
Isobaric, sir.
It's called isobaric because bar is a unit of pressure. So when the pressure in a thermodynamic process throughout is constant, we call it as an isobaric process. I'll do one thing. I'll show you how the graph will be. Name and PV graph. Pressure is constant, we call it as isobaric. Okay. The graph will be like this. Okay, this might be misleading. Wait a minute. It need not start at the origin. It can be like this. No, means parallel to x-axis. Okay. Similarly, volume is constant. It's called iso. Iso means same. It's called an isophoric process. The graph will be like this. It will be parallel to y-axis. Okay. Similarly, if temperature is constant, what is the name of the process where the temperature is constant?
Thermic, sir.
Isothermal. It's an isothermal process. Okay. For an isothermal process, the graph will be like this. Next is heat is constant, means no exchange of heat is taking place. What do we call this as? This I have already told.
Diabetic.
It's an adiabatic process. The only difference is going to be, see, the graph will be something similar to what you have seen in isothermal process. It will be something like this. It will be more steep compared to isothermal.
Why is heat not having isobaric process, sir? Like, why?
Which one?
Heat, sir.
No, heat is called as adiabatic because
Isobaric process.
nothing like it's just taken like that, adiabatic process. That's how they have named. Okay. So why the graph is like this, we will see once we approach those two topics. As of now, have this pressure and volume concept in your mind. Based on that, we will solve few problems. Now see. I'm reading out the question. See, 1 mole of an ideal gas. See, I'm not explaining the ideal gas equation and all. I hope everybody knows it. PV is equal to nRT, where P is pressure, V is volume, N stands for number of moles, R stands for gas constant, and T stands for absolute temperature. Right? So PV is equal to nRT for an ideal gas. How many moles? 1 mole of a gas undergoes a cyclic change ABCD. From the given diagram, calculate the net work done in the process. Consider 1 atmosphere to be 10 power 6 dyne per centimeter square. So this is the process that they have given. Okay. So they're asking what is the work done? The process ABCD. It's nothing but work done from A to B plus work done from B to C plus work done from C to D plus work done from D to A. Because work is a scalar quantity. So what is the work done from A to B? A to B is what? What kind of a thermodynamic process is this? I've given you the graph. You would have already written your notes, no? Work done from A to B is what kind of a process?
Isobaric.
Isobaric and isobaric.
It is an isobaric. Is it expansion or compression?
Expansion.
Isobaric expansion. So isobaric means constant pressure. So for constant pressure, what is the formula for work done? I told you. Work done from A to B is equal to P into delta V. Remember this? So what is the pressure, guys? It is 5 atmosphere into what is the change in volume? No? So what is the state of the system here? 5, 1. Here the state of the system is 5, 4. So what is the change in volume that has taken place?
3 liters have been expanded.
So it is
Liters have been
3
added.
liters. Yes. It is 3-liter expansion that has taken place. But 1 atmosphere is considered to be 10 power 5 Newton per meter square. Into 3, 1 liter. So 1 liter is considered to be 10 power minus 3 meter cube. So remember, guys, 1 meter cube of volume can occupy 1000 liters. That is, if you take a tank, okay, if you take, let's say you have an overhead tank in your house. If you take the overhead tank whose dimensions are 1, 1 and 1, okay, if its volume is 1 meter cube, then that water tank can contain how many liters of water? It can contain 1000 liters of water. So 1 liter will be how much? 3 into 10 power minus 3 meter cube. Guys, are you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
This is a very, very important conversion it is. So 5 into 3 is 15 into 10 power 2 Newton meter. That is 1500 joule. Right? Similarly, B to C is what kind of a process?
Isochoric.
Compression.
It is isochoric. Okay. Right? Is this right? The arrow mark is upward, no?
It's expansion,
Towards
sir.
the origin, sir. It's towards the origin, sir.
Isochoric expansion. Right? Is this right?
Sir, the arrow mark is towards the origin, sir.
Okay. So you want me to say it is compression.
Sir.
Whether it is compression or expansion, both are wrong. Why?
Parallel.
Not about parallel. What kind of a process is this? It's isochoric, means the volume is constant. When the volume is constant, how can you say whether it is expanding or getting compressed? So for an isochoric process, remember, work done is always 0. Remember this, work done for an isochoric process, work done in an isochoric process is always 0 because there is no change in volume. What is the formula of work done? P delta V or P dV? No. Delta V is also 0, dV is also 0, irrespective of whatever is the value of pressure. Clear? So be careful. Similarly, work done from C to D. Tell me. isobaric compression, right? So how much will that value be? P into delta V. What is the value of pressure?
It is 2, sir.
It is 2 into what is the change in volume?
3, sir.
So 2 atmosphere into 3 liter. Okay. So 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square. 3 into 10 power minus 2 meter cube. Minus 3, sorry. So what is the additional thing that I need to add? Compression means what it is?
Negative sign.
It is negative. We need to add the minus sign. It is negative. Okay. Similarly, work done from D to A is what?
Zero.
Yes. So total work done is equal to total work done is equal to 1500 plus 0 minus 600 plus 0 plus of minus 600 plus 0. Got it? So it is 900 joule. That is the total work done in this whole process.
Then can you say how you took the pressure value, sir? 2 atom, 5 atom.
That is where the line is, no?
Okay.
Got it?
Sir, and what did you multiply, sir? As 3 into 10.
5 into this thing. 4 minus 1. Change in volume is 3.
No, sir. The second step, sir. 5 into 10 power 5. Here, sir. First example. Also.
Yes, I
Sir.
told you, no? 1 liter is equal to 10 power minus 3 meter cube. That's the conversion. Liter to meter cube, there is a conversion.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So, sir,
Shall I go on to the next?
so isochloric process, we don't even have to consider the work done, right, sir?
There is no work done. There is no
This.
concept. If you see by default, if you see the word isochoric process, you can close your eyes and write 0.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. I hope this problem is clear, right?
Sir, copy. Could you go up a bit?
I know.
Done, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. We'll do one more problem. We'll take this problem. The PV diagram for a cyclic process is a triangle ABC drawn in order. The coordinates ABC are 4, 1, 2, 4, 2, 1. The coordinates are in order P, V. Pressure is in Newton per meter square and volume is in liter. Calculate the work done during the process from A to B, B to C, and C to A. Also calculate the total work done in the cyclic process. So tell me, what is the work done from A to B? So what kind of a process is this? Is it an isochoric process or isobaric process? Or nothing? Is it isochoric or isobaric? Or nothing?
Nothing, sir.
It is nothing, because we don't know what process it is. Here neither the pressure is constant nor the volume is constant. So for this kind of a process, what we are supposed to do is calculate area under the graph. Okay. So what is going to be this area? That is the area of trapezium. Area of the trapezium ABDEA. Accepted. So what is the formula for area of trapezium? Half into base into sum of parallel sides. So it is half into, what is the base? Base is 3 into, what is the sum of the parallel sides? This height is 4, this height is 2. 4 plus 2. So it is 3 by 2 into 6, that is 3 into 3. Here if you observe, it is Newton meter square into liter. So 3 into 3 is 9. 9 Newton per meter square, sorry. Into liter is 10 power minus 3 meter cube. So how much will you get? 9 into 10 power minus 3 joule. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So what is the work done from B to C? That is P into delta V. Pressure is how much? So B to C is what kind of a process, guys? It is isobaric. So isobaric work done is equal to P delta V. What is the pressure? It is 2 into, what is the
2,
value of
sir.
delta V?
3.
3. That is 6 Newton meter per minus 2 liter. So how much will it be? 6 into 10 power minus 3 joule.
So I have a doubt, sir. This should be negative since it's compression, right?
Yeah, it is. I thought of adding it at the end. It is negative because it's isobaric compression. Okay. What is the work done from C to A?
Zero.
That's it. So now you can say work done, the total work done is equal to work done from A to B plus work done from B to C plus work done from C to A. What is the work done from A to B? 9 into 10 power minus 3 plus work done from B to C is minus 6 into 10 power minus 3 plus work done from C to A is 0. So you will have the answer as 3 into 10 power minus 3 joule.
Sir, can you know SI unit for the work done under the PV graph, sir?
Work done is joule only.
No, sir, that Newton meter something you wrote, no, sir. That one.
See, Newton meter per minus 2 into liter. Okay. So Newton meter per minus 2 into 1 liter is 10 power minus 3 meter cube. So that will be 10 power minus 3 Newton meter. So Newton meter is nothing but joule. That's what I wrote here.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Clear? So this is how you calculate the work done. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the derivation for work done in an isothermal process. Okay. So how do you calculate the work done in an isothermal process? For an ideal gas of n moles, PV is equal to N into R into T. Right? Now, for isothermal process, T is constant. When T is constant, can I say PV is equal to constant because number of moles will be constant, R is already a constant, and T is also constant. Can I call it as PV is equal to constant? Or I will write PV is equal to some K. Guys, are you clear with this step? Is there any doubt?
How did we take n as well as a constant, sir? Then?
N is a constant for the number of moles that is there. Because the system is going to have something to stop. The gas molecules are not getting escaped.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see. Listen. So are you clear till this step? So
Yes,
work
sir.
done in isothermal process, can I write it as integral of PdV from V initial to V final? Right? Can I write it as integral of PdV from V initial to V final? How did I know that here the pressure is variable and not a constant? Because pressure is equal to K divided by V. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So pressure is a function of volume. So what we can do is integral of Vi to Vf. P is nothing but K divided by V into dV. This will be equal to K into integral of dV divided by V from Vi to V5. Right? So K into integral of 1 by V is written as, see, you people don't have it in your 11th standard syllabus, but have it in your mind. It is written as ln V. Ln is written as log of something. Ln x is nothing but log of x base e, where the value of e is 2.7132. Okay. Don't ask me what these things are because you're going to learn it only next year.
Sir, can I say it again, sir?
Which one?
The previous step, sir.
Integral of dv by v is ln v. Okay. So ln x is written as, the meaning of ln x is nothing but log x base e. Log stands for logarithm. And logarithm is the reverse process of exponents. That's the meaning. Okay. So as of now, what you can do is have this in your mind. K is equal to ln v from V initial to V final. Okay. So K into, listen to the way I'm going to write, ln V final minus ln V initial. Okay. See, I never say that, but for the time being, you have to memorize it. No other option. Because I cannot sit and explain the whole math behind it. I'll just give you some important formula. Just have that in your mind, and that's more than sufficient. So K into ln V final minus ln V initial. Log of A minus log B. If the bases are same, then you can write log of A by B base E. Okay. Log A minus log B, log A base E minus log B base E is equal to log of A by B base E. Have that in your mind. If I apply the same logic here, what will this become?
Log VF by VA.
Very good. Log VF divided by VA. Okay. See, one important point I'm mentioning here is there are two types of logarithms. One is called natural log, the second is called as common log. Okay. So log is always defined like this: log of a number base another number. Okay. So generally it is written like this: log A base B. That is how you read. Log of a number base B. If the base B is equal to E, then it is natural. If base B is equal to 10, then it is common. Okay. So tell me here, ln means log base of what? Sorry? Guys, are you able to understand, or
E,
is there
sir.
something that is? Tell me.
E, sir.
Yes, ln means log base E. If the base is E, it is called as natural. So what you have done here is natural logarithm. Okay. Okay, wait. I'll do one thing. I'll explain a little bit of outline.
So can we copy that first, sir?
1 minute, wait. I'll teach you logarithm. I'll teach you the basic, then you will understand. You yourself will be able to do. If I have a number 2 power 5, what is it? So if I ask you what is 2 power 5, you're going to say it is 32. So this 2 power 5 is an exponent. You know what is an exponent, right? Exponent is nothing but a number raised to the power some other number. Am I right? Now, if I have to speak about a mathematical operation called as logarithm, it is the reverse process of exponents. So the reverse process of exponents is what is called as logarithm. Clear? Now, what is the meaning of this? So if I say 2 is raised to the power 5, means what is the meaning of it? 2 is multiplied with itself 5 times and I'm getting 32. If I ask you what is log of 32 base 2, the answer will be 5. Okay. So log of a number base something is equal to an output means The meaning of this is you're trying to say you have got this 32 by taking this 2 to the other side and it becomes the base. That is 32 is equal to 2 power 5. This is the reverse operation. Okay. Similarly, if I ask you log of b base a is equal to x, then what does b imply?
X to the power a.
No. B is, it's not x power a.
A
A
power
power
a.
x.
It will become a power x. Okay. So this is logarithm, just the reverse operation of this. So from here you can obtain it, from exponents you can obtain logarithm. Okay. That is the meaning of, I'm just given you the basic outline of what is logarithm. So if I give you something like this, log of 3 base e is equal to x, then 3 will be equal to
E raised to the power x.
e raised to the power x. So this e is there, no, that's called as base. So if you write logarithm of any number with the base as e, then that kind of a logarithm is what is called as natural logarithm. Okay. If I ask you log of 100 base 10 is equal to x, then what is the value of x? 100 is equal to 10 power x. Then what is the value of x? X is 2. Are you able to understand this? So if you write a log of a number base 10, then this kind of a logarithm is called as common logarithm. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, see, most of you would have learned differentiation, right? Right, math students, you would have definitely learned differentiation. So whenever you differentiate, okay, I'll not come in. So you know that differentiation and integration are the reverse process of each other. That's what I told in the beginning. So integration and differentiation are reversible process. So you integrate something and you get the output as log. In mathematics, the log that you get is always natural log. Means it will always be log of something base e only. So here I integrated b. That is why I got log b base e. Is that point registered in your mind? So from there, I hope this point is clear. That is ln vf minus ln vi. That is upper limit minus lower limit. Then I told you a formula. Log of the same base e and the numbers are different. Log a base e minus log base b base e. Then it is log of a by b. Is this step clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the last question that I asked you here is the logarithm that I've written is in terms of natural or common?
Sir, your screen is not visible, sir.
Yeah, I'll show you. But you have written this, no? So is it in terms of natural or common?
Actual.
It is natural. So to convert natural to common, multiply with 2.303. Okay, that is k into, look at the way I'm going to write, 2.303 into log of vf by vi base 10. So step number 1 and step number 2 mean the same. I'm repeating it again. You need not worry about how to solve the problems. The only thing you need to understand is how to do these conversions. So ln vf by vi is natural logarithm. Multiply that with 2.303, that will become log vf base vf by vi base 10.
Sir, if you integrate anything, it is a natural log, sir.
Integration will give you the output as natural log. For example, integral of dx by x. What is it? It is log x base e. Log x base e is what is written as ln x. You read it as ln x.
So anything with base as e is a common log, sir.
It's natural. It's natural. Base e is natural. Base 10 is common.
Okay, so understood.
Okay. So k into 2.303 into log Vf by Vi base 10 is what is the work done. But k is not the term that is given in the question. So look at the way I'm going to write. So if I take this as 1 and this as 2, from 1 I can say k is nothing but n into r into t. Correct? So PV is equal to nRT. That nRT is what I called it as a constant, and that's what I wrote it as k. So k is nothing but n into r into t. So if I take this n into r into t and substitute it here, it will become 2.303 nRT log of Vf by Vi base 10. And this is what is the formula for work done in isothermal process. If you revisit your chemistry textbook, if you go open your chemistry textbook and see there, they would have given this formula, and this is how it is derived. 2.303 into nRT into log of Vf by Vi base 10.
We can do it with natural log also, sir.
Yes, you can do it. You can leave it like this also. You can write it as nRT into log of Vf by Vi base E also. This is also same. They both mean the same.
Sir.
Okay. Another way to write is alternate formula is, since P into V is a constant, P is inversely proportional to V. Correct? P is inversely proportional to V means P initial by P final will be equal to V final by V initial. So V final by V initial in this expression, what can I do? I can replace it. So work done can also be written as 2.303 into nRT into log of what? P initial divided by P final base 10. Or work done is equal to 2.303 into, sorry, nRT into log of P initial by P final base. Both mean the same. So what they can do is, in the 1 mark question, they can give you either of the options and ask you which one is right. So you need to have clarity of which one is right. Is that clear, guys? Is that clear?
Clear, sir.
So this is all about isothermal process. See, since I've written many intermediate steps, it might appear to be a lengthy derivation, but it is not. Okay. So you guys try it one more time, you'll get it. So one last concept that is left out is what is the work done in an adiabatic process. Okay. The remaining parts they have removed from your syllabus. That is, the heat engine concept is removed. So we are going to concentrate only on the work done in the adiabatic process. In tomorrow's class, I'll be completing it. Then I'll start the next chapter. So just wait for a minute. Don't leave.